What's going on, everyone? This is Real Deal Sports. This is your boy Nico Swanve. We got the usual guys: Big John, Big Walt. John, I see you repping Iman Shumpert. You know that
You
boy
already know what
John.
time it is.
That boy Walt down there repping the shootout
Tupac. Remember the
that
movie?
actually ended in the shoot. No, let me stop. Let me stop.
Above the Rim? Come on, man.
Right, 100%.
Classic.
Yes,
Classic.
sir.
But
So
yeah,
how
let's
you guys
split it
doing?
up.
How's
Let's go.
everything?
I'm ready for the day. I'm ready.
I'm good. I'm good. And by the way, I support Iman because he's the greatest. He's from Illinois, right out here, and also he's the greatest artist in the NBA, hands down. Sorry
I
to
just
y'all.
like it. I just like it just because he got calves on it. I mean, that's cool with me. He can have all the other stuff is irrelevant, but just because it got
I
calves.
love the Cavs colors. I don't know if y'all noticed the colors I made the show, but I love the Cavs colors. I do. They are my favorite colors. Let's talk some NFL, man. Let's talk some NFL. Big Ben. Let me just so I get him right and don't misquote him. You know what I mean? Let me say the things he said. He said in one comment, he said we're double-digit underdogs. In that same sentence, he said we're probably 20-point underdogs. It's a good thing that sentence ended. He probably would have said they were 30-point underdogs. He said we don't have a chance. He said let's go out, play, have fun, and he said out of the 14 teams in the playoffs, we're number 14. What are your thoughts about someone saying that about their own team going into a playoff game?
I mean, let's be honest. Is he lying though? I mean, they are the underdogs. I mean, no one was really expecting them to get into playoffs right now. It took a lot of luck and a lot to happen for the Pittsburgh to get into the playoffs. Which I mean, I'm not knocking them for it. They deserve to get in there. So you know, what I'm saying it is what it is. But I mean, everything that Ben was saying, I mean, he wasn't lying though. I mean, the Chiefs are definitely coming in hot right now. Not saying that the Pittsburgh is not, but I mean, everybody is definitely picking the Chiefs to win. I know I'm definitely picking the Chiefs to win. But for him to say that, I really feel like he's like just trying to motivate his team and he's trying to do like reverse psychology, I should say. But I mean, like I said, to answer the question, I mean, everything he's saying, he's not wrong. He's definitely not wrong at all.
They are 12.5-point underdogs, not 20 like he said. But let me just say this, man, because Najee Harris came out and said, like, he commented on his thing and said, you know, I can't say what he said, but he said, like, what? Like, are you kidding me? He later on deleted that, but still, like, his own players don't believe that. I don't believe that. I have them as 6-point underdogs in this game. I think the Chiefs win by 6. But you know, with a 46-point spread with like a 12.5-point difference, that means like a 29 to 17-point game, right? That's what the betting odds have them as. By the way, we should bring on a guy who knows betting eventually in one of these episodes because that is not my expertise. But
definitely not.
That being said, I look at their receiving core, and it's not the worst receiving core in the playoffs. I look at Najee Harris; he's not the worst running back in the playoffs. I look at Minka Fitzpatrick and Hayward. I look at T.J. Watt, just tied the record for sacks all time. I know he had an extra game, but still, he tied it. I look at the two Joes who came from Cleveland. Walt should know them, Joe Schobert and Joe Hayden. Those boys can all ball. None of them are the worst at their position. You know one position that the Steelers are the worst at of every team in the playoffs? Quarterback. So when Ben Roethlisberger said, no one expected us to be here. We are the worst. We're number 14. No, he should have said, I'm the worst. I suck. I dragged this team down, and this team I don't deserve to be here. This team deserves to be here. Ben Roethlisberger is the only thing about that team that's trash. I'm sorry, he's a bum, and he's shown out this year. He won't look at him. He looks like he hasn't hit the gym in a freaking 5 years, man. I'm so done with him. Like to say this kind of stuff. And by the way, I hope for his sake it is motivation, some sort of weird thing he's trying. Because if he really believes this, then he needs to self-reflect because he's an idiot. That's all I got. I'm just saying, man. He annoys me.
I mean, I'm not saying it's going to be a blowout, but I mean, the Steelers are, like I said, the Steelers are there for a reason. You know what I'm saying? They're a tough, gritty team.
Thank you.
Mike Tomlin, he's a great coach. You know what I'm saying? Ben, he's a Super Bowl quarterback as well. I mean, yes, he has been struggling this year, but when the time comes, Ben has showed up in the fourth quarter, you know what I'm saying, to get them that little field goal or touchdown that they needed, you know, to get the win. You know what I'm saying? These last couple games. So he has been showing up, even though he has been struggling as well. But I mean, like I said, the Steelers are they're here for a reason. I'm not saying it's gonna be a 20-point, 30-point blowout, but I mean, I just feel like the Chiefs are going to pull this one out. You know what I'm saying? Patrick Mahomes, like I said, they're coming in hot. Travis Kelce, Tyreek Hill, I'm not sure if he's healthy, coming because it looked like last week he was hurt. But I mean, Hartman, he's been stepping up as well. So, like I said, I'm expecting the Chiefs to win. I'll probably say maybe 20. I even say 24-21, 3-point game.
Nico, what you got?
I think it's underlining motivation. You know, because this is stuff you don't say in public. You know, you tell
I hope it
me this
is.
in
I
private.
hope you're right.
Say it again, John.
No, I hope you're right. I hope he's trying to motivate his team and he doesn't actually believe these things. Because if he really believes these things, then he needs to look in a mirror. But keep going. Yeah.
You gotta think though. He's a quarterback. You know, a lot of times quarterbacks want you to think you got him in a bad spot just so they can get right out of it. You know, I think it's motivation. I think what he's doing, he's trying to put a bug in his team's ear, a battery in their back, so they could come out tomorrow playing like their hair is on fire and shock the world, beat the Chiefs. Because I mean, you know, they're not bad. It's just the offense. The offense. Look at the last few games. You know, what what did they win? 16-13 against the Ravens. The Chiefs, I mean the Chiefs. The Browns, him and Baker both had horrible games. Baker came on late, but by that time, you know, you ain't got no timeouts and you're struggling. So, you know, by the time Baker did get it going, it was already in hand. So, I mean, I really feel like it's motivation. He's motivating his guys. You know, it's
And I
almost
hope
like,
you're right.
man, why would you put that out there? Now
Do you think it's
it's kind of like
motivation?
a pissed off motivation.
Do you think it's motivation for the guys, or like John said, it's motivation for himself?
Both.
Okay.
It has to be motivation for the guys because if he motivates himself by trashing other people on his own team, then he is a bum. So that's my take. Is I see Najee deleted his comments after like calling out Big Ben, like what, like why are you saying these things? So maybe Ben texted him like, nah, man, I'm just saying that for the media. Don't worry, I believe in us. Whatever. Who knows? But I'm just saying, man, if this team, listen, the Chiefs can be held to, you know, I mean, you can hold the Chiefs to low 20s. It's been done several times this year. I know it was early on in the year, but listen, they're not dropping, 50 every game. They had a couple big games late, but you gotta get this game under control. If you're the Steelers, you gotta get this game under control early. And if they can do that, I really think they have a shot at winning this game. Because you have the guys who can make plays all over the field. The Chiefs are banged up just like everybody else. You know, no one's healthy. So you got TJ Watt, possibly the defensive player of the year. You know, so man, you got to make the right plays. You know, I don't know, man. Like I would just game plan for the defense mostly. I wouldn't try to get into a shootout with Kansas City because here's the thing: Big Ben, he still is smart enough to make all the right plays. He just can't physically make the throws that he needs to make. Like I watch him throw, and I'm like,
Yeah, his body, man, his body
his mind is like telling
up,
him this is the right throw, and then he just can't physically make the throw. And I'm like, so, if he can make, if they can game plan well and manage the clock on offense and then play good defense, they have a shot to beat Kansas City. I don't think anyone's counting them out.
I mean, I feel like as long as they don't have the same pattern that they've been having from weeks past of falling down big in the first half, I feel like Pittsburgh will have a chance. So they just can't fall down 20 or 17 at half. They have to make sure that they're either up or the game is close. No more than within a touchdown reach or a field goal reach.
You've all seen that T-Mobile commercial where they're like, we got T-Mobile. Like, we got any plan coming out in the halftime? And I forget her name, Yvette Brown, the lady from Community. I don't know if you ever watched that. She's like, nah, we're gonna get stomped. That's I think Big Ben needs to get himself a contract with T-Mobile so he can do that commercial. Just trash his own team. But I really do. I hope he's I hope that he's trying to motivate his guys because, like, honestly, man, like if he really believes those things, then man, he's a bum, and I'm glad he's retiring. But if not, then kudos to him for whatever psychological game he's playing.
The coach it's a commercial. It used to be a Powerade commercial. And the coach gave the team a pregame speech. And he was pretty much telling them, like, hey, you ain't good enough. The team we playing, they got a bunch of foreigners. They supposed to win this game. We not even supposed to be here. And I think that's what Big Ben is doing. And he kept telling them throughout the commercial, power through. And I think that's what Big Ben is doing. He's like, look, we're not supposed to be here. We're the 14th best team in this dang on playoffs. Just go out there and play. Play your game.
And that's what I feel like. That's all he was pretty much trying to say. Like,
Yeah,
bro,
100%.
they're not they weren't supposed to make it at all. So that's why I'm like, he's just like, hey, let's go out here, have fun, and
right.
hey,
Play like your hair is on fire.
what's the worst that could happen? You know,
Reckless abandonment.
There's
Just
rumors
do it.
that Kansas City's getting kind of excited about this game because they're talking about possibly getting up so many points they can rest their starters in the second half. We'll see. That's no for real. That's a real rumor going around. I don't know if anyone's actually said it. I do believe that I believe Kansas City's going to treat this like a real game every game. But there's rumors.
Based off how they played them a couple weeks ago, I would feel that way too.
I mean, yeah, if you do get a 20-point jump on them, yeah, you got to rest your starters definitely. But
yeah. Or if anything, don't throw another pass the rest of the game.
They not resting their starters in no playoff game. Are y'all serious?
If you're up 20, I'm not letting Mahomes get hurt. Are you kidding me? Not against.
Think about it. The NBA has rested players.
In a playoff game, you telling me you gonna rest Patrick Mahomes in a wild card playoff game? Are you serious?
When you got TJ Watt coming at me, I'm not letting him hit my guy up in the fourth quarter when I'm up 26. I'm sorry, I'm not.
Okay, you didn't say all that. You didn't say the fourth quarter, but I thought you meant like the first half. But I'm like,
I said if they're up 20 in the third quarter. I said if
okay. I was about to say like they're definitely not about to take Patrick Mahomes out. No. Okay, my fault, my bad.
All right, let's go over some tennis, man. We ain't talked some tennis on this show yet, but the number one player in the world is going for his shot to win the most Grand Slams of all time, passing Federer and Nadal. He has that shot. Now, will he win it? I don't know. I mean, the field is still good, so it's not like he could just a guaranteed walk-in win, but he's about to lose that shot to win it. And now he's wasn't allowed into the country, and now he's stuck in that country, can't get out or technically in or out. He's just kind of like on the border there. What are y'all's thoughts on this?
It's crazy. That's it's outrageous.
You summed it all up right there. It's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, it's nothing really much to say because we've never heard of anything like this before. I don't think any of us can recall a situation where we have heard about something like this. Like, dude, you're not letting him leave? Like, what in the world is going on here?
Yeah. The former number one women's player, there's a lot of speculation about, her being whatever, trapped in her own country and stuff. But this is new, man. Like, because they said he couldn't come, and then somehow he was able to get in, and then they said not, or well, no. Then they said he was able to get his visa to come, and then they said, you know what, forget it, rejected again, and then somehow he got some pass that he was able to get in again, and now he's actually in the country, and then now that he's in the country, now they're saying again like you can't come in. So it's been up and down this whole time for about a couple weeks now. I mean, it's just.
I mean, it just goes to show, you have to play by the league's rules, man. But with these league's rules, with going with the, NFL, NBA, and even with tennis. So
so that's the thing
it's either just get the vaccination or bro, just don't play. I mean, I hate to say it,
that's the tricky thing.
Basically where it's at right now. It's either he has to get it or just don't play at all, bro. There seems like. Every time somebody tries to fight a way of, trying to play around this vaccination thing, it's just they're not playing around with that. So it just seems like there's no way of winning with trying to appeal this his visa, I should say. So I mean, it's either just get the shot or just don't play, bro. I mean, simple as that.
That's the thing is, right, is it's not even it's a weird sport because it's not a sport that's confined to a certain country, right? So like it's not like the league or the sport is telling him these are the rules. It's this country is saying these are rules. So if this tournament was being held literally anywhere else, he'd probably be fine. 50-50, right? 50% of the countries he wouldn't, 50% of the countries he would, right? That's where I fall in line where like I think the country just never, they should have taken a strong stance to just never let him in, right? You can't let someone in and then hold them, I don't want to say hostage. I mean, he's staying in probably like the 5-star resorts of prisons, he's not in prison, but I'm just saying like, where he's being held is like, a little bit would be nice for a lot of people who are actually prisoners. So, but you can't, I feel like that's where they messed up. Like they should have taken a hard line and said, listen, no, I'm sorry, you just can't come, right? And instead they waffled on it because he never changed. He said, I'm not getting it. I'm not getting it. Let me in. I'm not getting it. And then they were up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. And now they have him stuck there. And that now they have it's not a crisis. I wouldn't say that, but it's an international, I don't know what the word is, fiasco, I'd say. But that's where I think that's where they messed up. I think that's why they look the worst in this is because this guy's had this stance and he said, so if they don't let him play, obviously he's not going to walk out on the court and just start swinging. Like he's not going to play if they don't let him, but they told him he could, then he couldn't, then he could, then he couldn't. And he's done everything they said. And now he's stuck there. So that's why I think they're going to end up looking worse in this situation because they changed their minds so many times. And the reason they changed it this time isn't even because he's not vaccinated. They said they don't want to empower anti-vax people. So now it's because of a political thing, which is fine because it's a country taking a stance. But like that's why like I think these games should be played on neutral grounds where it's like, you know what I mean? Like everyone can play, but it's weird those individual sports, man.
And that's really, isn't the Australia? I mean, the Open is usually played over there. I mean, apparently. So I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like you said, if it was played somewhere else, it would be a whole different circumstance. But it's just, I mean, just the back and forth between the leagues and whatnot. It's just like I said. It's all in all, it's crazy.
Nico summed it up right away and split on us. He said, "It's crazy." That's all that needs to be said. And then
I'm still here.
No, I'm just saying, you in your little amount of time, you summed the whole thing up. Like we can sit here and talk about it all day, and we'll never figure it out. It's just, I don't know that anyone looks good in this situation, but
I mean, are they really going to lose money though with him not playing? Because I mean, they clearly saying that they play with or without him. So I mean,
I mean, no, because it's a sport that's sponsored by like a lot of, like governments and stuff like that, right? Like a lot of governments are sponsoring it, right? It's not.
What it's similar to though?
But he's a very popular tennis player. Huh?
It's similar to, man. Imagine Giannis going to Greece, like on a quick trip. Then all of a sudden, Greece be like, "Oh no, bro, we can't let you go."
Hey, that's why Enes Kanter won't go home. He can't go home, man. He's a political prisoner. Like he would literally be arrested tomorrow if he were to go home.
Crazy, man. It is nuts. This situation is crazy, and that's really the biggest equivalence. Imagine Luka going home and they telling the Dallas Mavericks in the NBA, "No, bro, you gotta stay here. You gotta stay here. Sit on down."
But yeah, I mean, it's the number one player in the world, right? So that's why I feel like they've made this worse for themselves, right? Because there's a lot of people out there who are pro-vaccination who are gonna hate on him no matter what because he's not vaccinated, but like he's never changed. You know what I mean? He's always said the same things, and that's why like I think Australia's definitely gonna come out looking worse just because they didn't hold the line on this, and they should have. But it's tricky, man, playing sports that cross country lines. You know what I mean? Because especially in today with the news, you got to make a lot of decisions. You see a lot more stuff, But let's move on because we just had, we got Bills Patriots coming up.
Yes.
And this one is gonna be. I love divisional games in the playoffs. It'll be a third matchup of the year, and Bill Belichick is back. So you know, does he have what it takes? Does he have the talent it takes to knock out the Bills this year? What you got, Nico?
It's gonna be, man. This is gonna be probably next to Green Bay. This might be the coldest game this postseason, actually. Next to because Green Bay, they get real. The Midwest in general, we all know we lived here long enough. We know that Midwest boy. It might say, "Oh man, it'll be 10 degrees Sunday." Then 2 hours before kickoff or the day before, yeah, it's gonna be -5 at kickoff. But y'all will be all right though. You'll be all right. You'll be all right. Go ahead, make that money. But I think as far as this Bills game, I think for the Patriots to have any chance, they're gonna have to run the ball, and I mean they're gonna have to like almost be like running it at will, cause with cold weather and Buffalo don't really play too many linebackers. So I think if I'm New England, I'm gonna try to put them big offensive linemen, them big fullbacks on them corners, them linebackers. Put my
Mm-hmm.
linemen on them linebackers, and I'm gonna just run the ball, man. That's the best thing you can do. Keep Josh Allen on the sideline. Keep Stephon Diggs on the sideline. Don't let them get a rhythm because we saw a couple weeks ago up in Foxborough, he got a rhythm. He started running the ball. Stephon Diggs started just babying everybody in that Patriots secondary. I think that's the Bills' only chance. I mean, the Patriots' only chance to win, man. You got to run the ball, and you almost got to force the Patriots to bring out more linemen, more linebackers, so they can match up with that physicality.
Yeah, they had that cold weather game back in early December, I think, and Patriots were able to just run that game out 14-10, an ugly game. But it that being said, like honestly, you take away that first, I don't know what it was, like 60-yard run or whatever for a touchdown they had. Like New England was not able to run the ball in that game. Like there have been a lot of talk about like, after that game about like, man, Belichick, is he the best coach? All this again, is he back? Whatever, blah, blah. But I'm like, man, take away that one run. And I get, you can't just take it away. Obviously it happened. But like outside that one run, like the Patriots were shut down. Like that was it. That's all they had for them the whole game. So if the Bills can, I agree with you. I agree the Patriots have to run and the Bills have to stop the Patriots run. But at the same time, it's not going to be that cold as that day. So it is going to be cold, but I don't think it's going to be the weather's going to be as bad. So I like the Bills still. I'm actually going to take the Bills probably by like 10 in this one. But who knows? I could be wrong, man. Belichick is a good coach, and Mac Jones is balling.
I was just about to say, y'all keep talking about Belichick, like Belichick gonna be on the field, but at the end of the day, Matt Jones is gonna be on the field, and it's up to him to execute. And at the end of the
Man,
day,
I ain't say nothing about no Belichick. No, let me stop.
I definitely said Belichick.
No, I
Definitely.
didn't.
I said Belichick about 14 times, but and he's right. But my
Regardless,
point was to say,
Belichick ain't gonna be on the field. It's all about Matt Jones, man. And
True,
at the
100%.
end of the day, he's still a rookie, man. So I mean, it's gonna take the veteran guys that's on the Patriots to kind of back him up and try to get him prepared for this moment where he'd be in his first playoff game. And he just, like I said, it's not up to Belichick though. He's don't get me wrong, he's going to come up with some great coaching plans and game plans for Matt Jones as well. I'm pretty sure they're not going to run only throw the ball 3 times, I think, but I hope not. But we'll see. Like I said, at the end of the day, I still think the Bills are going to take this one, and I still think that Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs combo is going to take them to the next level, to take them to the next game to where they need to go and make sure that they win this game as well. So.
Yeah, Josh Allen hasn't been amazing this year, but Stephon Diggs is key, man. Like, Josh Allen's good, but Stephon Diggs is great. So, these guys, man, they are great. I don't know who, you got to cover them eventually, and eventually they're going to connect. So, I like the Bills. Let's talk a little bit about this Bengals game, man, because I'm excited about this Bengals team. I'm sorry, Walt, but listen, your boy grew up right there. You know, I mean, I don't know how you can hate on
It's not even. I'm not even hating on Burrows, man. It's just I don't like Cincinnati, man. He's not. He's at the wrong team. He's on the wrong team.
If you watch this team, doesn't it remind you of the 2004 Bengals? Doesn't Burrow remind you of Carson Palmer? Doesn't Mixon remind you a little bit of Rudy Johnson and all?
A little bit, yes, it
Jamar
does.
Chase is Chad Ochocinco.
The funny thing is they didn't win nothing. So I mean, Walt still has a reason to smile.
They got hurt. All right, they got hurt. All right.
Like I said, the Burrows, he got his first win today. And like I said, I got nothing but respect. I'm definitely a Burrows fan for sure. It's just like I said, man, the Cincinnati, they're rivals. I can't root for them.
Well, you got to root for your home state. Stop.
You don't have to, but I'm just saying, aren't you excited to see good football? Like I'm always excited to see. Joe Burrow is my favorite quarterback in the league right now, but this team, man, like they go sign a couple corners, like who came from other teams who are veteran corners. It just reminds me so much of a Delta O'Neal, Torrey James, like all them dudes, like, and then you got good linebackers, decent linebackers, good safeties, and then you got 3 good receivers. That remind me of T.J. Houshmandzadeh, Chad Ochocinco, and Chris. I forget his name now. My mind's blanking on him. Chris Henry, man, rest in peace. But
and Rudy Johnson was the running back.
Yeah, I said Rudy. I'm saying Joe Mixon reminds me a little bit of Rudy, Corey Dillon type, that era. I'm just saying, man, this team reminds me of that team and the potential that team had. And so I'm excited to see what they can do in the future. I don't think they're going to go too much further this year, but that being said, I'm excited to see how good this team can get.
All in all, don't get me, like I said, Cincinnati, they are great. Like I said, honestly, I'm only hating because they making the right moves right now, and Cleveland's really not making the right moves. So, I mean, like I said, I got nothing but ultimate respect for Joe Burrows and what the Cincinnati's doing right now.
But it's not that they're a good football team. Good football teams
I'm still hating.
But they're exciting to watch, is what I'm trying to say. They're exciting, man. Jamar Chase is exciting to watch.
It is. They definitely are. And like I said, Joe Burrows, he wasn't even playing like it was his first playoff game today, man. The dude looked like a veteran out there. So I mean,
they closed this game out in like the first 3 or 4 drives. They scored on like the first 4 drives, and then from there on, they just held the lead.
It was just like I said, the better team definitely won today. I'm glad that Cincinnati got it, but I mean, like I said, I don't see them winning the next game.
But we got to be honest though, the Raiders made a couple mistakes.
A couple,
like when the guy, like why would you catch? Like why would you pick? Like why would you catch the ball on a kickoff?
Thank you.
And step out at the 2-yard line. What are you doing? You let it go.
On that one drive alone, they had 4 offensive line like false starts.
But I'm saying that's because they in their own 5-yard line.
But I'm saying, like, I'm not talking about that drive. I'm talking about another drive. On that drive, they had 2 false starts. On another drive, they had 4 false starts. The offensive line, Darren Waller, committing so many false starts. Like, they never gave their boy a chance. Like, and I'm talking about on 3rd down. I'm not talking about 1st down or they had one on 2nd down where it's 2nd and 15, but like a lot of them were on 3rd down in crucial moments of the game. I say that every 3rd down is a crucial moment of the game. So, just stupid mistakes. Man, it was hard to watch. Like, it wasn't a good game from just the Raiders. Like, they're the veterans, man, and they didn't act like they belonged.
I just feel like maybe after that play when everybody froze on the whistle, I feel like after that it's like their hearts just got taken out their chest. It was done. I mean, it was early. It was over somewhere early, but I feel like that not penalty, but that call should have been called because they said that on live that it should have been a dead ball and it shouldn't have even been a touchdown. So I mean,
I watched it a few times, man. It was right near the end of the play though. Like the ball was, I don't know, man. I don't know how much of a difference it made. All I know is, and I do agree. Like, listen, Raiders fans are going to point to that for the rest of the year, whatever. But at the end of the day, man,
it was on 3rd down.
You cannot commit that many penalties. You can't give your guy the ball at the 2-yard line. It's just stupid stuff, man. Over and over and over the whole game. Like they shot themselves in the foot the whole game, even before that play.
I agree with you, but I just feel like that play really made an impact just on the whole game. Just because, I mean, I feel like that just it was just over with.
Yeah, that was what was funny was the announcers were saying, "Listen, you got to play like that. You just got to move on from it." I'm like, "Who? The Raiders do because the Bengals don't have to move on from it. They're gonna take that full stride." So only one when you can't just say like, I'm not hating on the announcer. He did a good job, but I'm saying like that comment, like you just got to take that and move on from it. Like, yeah, but we're not talking about
that's a crucial moment.
Right, because the other team doesn't have to move on from it. Like they got free points if what you're saying is true. So, Nico, wrap us up. What you got?
Man, I mean, I agree with you guys, but I'm excited, man, to see the rest of the playoffs. Especially tonight. This Bills and Pats game is gonna be crazy. I think it's gonna live up to the hype. I could see, with the weather being what it is, I could see it being a very low scoring game. I could see maybe like a 21-16 kind of game. Because, that weather, man, it's negative temps. That ball feel like a rock,
Yeah.
throwing and catching it. So
Unless
I
you
think,
deflate it, so the Patriots should be fine if they deflate it a little bit.
wow, that's a real low for you, buddy. But yeah, man,
I'm not saying
it's low, but that was definitely shots fired.
I'm not saying they've ever done it before. I'm saying if they do it, it would help. That's all I'm trying to say.
It sounds good. It sounds great.
Yeah,
it sounds great.
It's gonna be a great game, man. I'm excited, man.
Oh yeah, I'm excited. And
I'm excited for the full playoffs, man. That's gonna do it here for this show. But always check us out here on Real Deal Sports. We post twice weekly.
We appreciate y'all tuning in to Real Deal Sports. This your boy Big Walt here with John, Nico. We appreciate y'all tuning in. We'll catch y'all next time. Holla.
Yeah, y'all stay healthy so y'all can come back and see us again, man. It's exciting.